What's going on, guys? Crashendo here, and today I will be teaching you how to do the Tithe Farming minigame. So for those of you that are wondering how you do this, you basically need 100% favor within the Hostess house. Now, for Iron Man or mains, you basically have to plow the fields until at least 5% favor, and then you need to use 800 buckets of regular compost with saltpeter, and that will get you to 45%. Then do 45 to 100% through the cooking food for the soldiers. If you're a main, you might want to alt for just continuing with buckets of compost, but for Iron Men, this is probably your best bet. So right now, the rewards from the minigame are just the watering can, which I have, and then regular compost, which costs 1 point each, and super compost, which costs 5 points each. They will be adding a few new rewards in this update that's happening in about 4 hours, and you can buy the farming outfit. I do not have the exact point numbers, but I believe it's around 600 points for the full outfit, and a new item called the seed box, which stores seeds. 6 types of seeds of your choice and any amount, and that item will cost 250 points. So, for this, if you do not have the watering can, it will take you 800 fruit to unlock the watering can, which will take you a bit under 3 hours if done the method that I will show you, and it will take you a bit more if you're just starting out and you cannot do the method that I am showing you. So for this method, it is best to have stamina potions. You use about 1 sip of stamina potion per, I would say, 80 fruit, but you can use 1 sip of stamina potion per 100. The experience per hour averages anywhere from 96K to 110K is the max that I've gotten per hour over a 6-hour period, and it is very easy. So, you need a spade and a seed dibber for this activity. I have a Xeric's Talisman for teleporting back to the glade, which will teleport you just down here, and then you just walk a bit west and go north, and then you'll end up here at the little farming minigame area. For those of you that don't know where the plows are down here, just south of the minigame. Where you mine the saltpeter is at any of these little pits here that I am circling on the screen right now. It even says right on the mini-map. And the place where you turn in the saltpeter is right here. I'm circling it, and the place where you do the cooking for the soldiers is up here. So, for Ultimate Iron Man, your best method is to buy buckets of compost from either this farming shop, or you can go to the farming shop in Catherby and buy buckets of compost there and store them in your tool leprechaun, which there is a tool leprechaun just right here, which is right by a bank and right by the saltpeter pits, also where you turn in the fertilizer. So, with all that being said, let's get into the minigame. So you are going to click on this table, and you will find 3 types of seeds. You can only have 1 type of seed at a time. The higher tier seed, the more experience that you gain. So we will be going with the level 74 seed because we are above level 74 farming. The XP does not scale with level, so at level 74 farming you can get 96K to 110K experience, same with level 99 farming. So once you have your seeds, you just enter in through the minigame area, and you want to get rid of this bucket of fertilizer. The thing that the bucket of fertilizer does is it makes your crops grow faster, but we do not want them to grow faster. So there are multiple areas in which you can actually do this part of the minigame, and I am in an instance, so I need to scroll over on the minimap. That's another thing. This area is instanced, but it is not instanced for players. It's just instanced from the rest of the game for some reason. So, if I zoom in on the minimap, we are right here. And we are going to be using 5 total patches, which allows us to plant 20. Now you can add a 6th patch in, but you have to be paying a lot of attention, and you cannot have any ping delay, and your clicks have to be on point, which would allow you to plant 24 seeds. So what you want to do is you want to have 2 patches right next to each other, and then just north of that or south of that, 2 patches right next to each other with a 3rd patch right next to either your beginning or your ending. So we are going to be using this patch, this patch, this patch, this patch, and this patch. Alright, so what you want to start by doing is you want to use the seed on the spot and then water it immediately. Go across, use the seed, water it, and you just want to work your way up. Now the click box on the spots where you actually plant the seeds is fairly sensitive. So if you click too close to another patch, it will just say that you can't plant that there if there's already something there. Same thing if you're trying to water, and it's just annoying. So it might seem like I'm going pretty fast, but I actually have quite a bit of time to mess up while I'm doing this 20 run. The reason why you don't want to do fertilizer is because once I finish this run, you will see that at the beginning my stuff has already started growing, and if I use the fertilizer on it, then it would have already died. So that little loading please wait screen is sometimes annoying, but you can deal with it. You need to turn in at least 75 fruit to start gaining points. Turning in all 100 fruit gains you 26 total points, and for every 5% of the watering can that you use, it costs 1 point to recharge. Doing 100 fruit takes up 30% charges, and as you can see, the fruit have already started growing, so you just want to go back and you want to water them. If you do not water them and they reach another growth cycle, they will die, and if they're dead and they reach a growth cycle, they just disappear. So if you are going too slow and your fruits are dying, just leave them because they'll clear themselves. Just make sure that you're catching up with the rest. So this is pretty much the minigame. The fruits have 3 stages. The plant stage, which these ones on the side here are still in. This is the 2nd stage, the ones that I'm watering right now. And then there's 1 stage after this where you have to water. And then after that is the harvest stage, which you don't need to water. You just click on them to harvest them and you'll be good. The great thing about watering these is, you just saw that I messed up there, but you can actually click as soon as you see the water appear and your character will start moving away. So you do not have to wait for the full animation of watering to be complete. Also, sometimes, depending on how it works out, you can actually click before the water appears, which I'm trying to do right now. It doesn't really matter, but you can do that. For players that are on a higher ping server, or that just have a high ping in general, as soon as your character starts doing the animation, just click on the next fruit. I was playing on World 361, which is the 2K total world, and there has been very high ping on that world for some reason, and I was still able to do all 20 without any dying, so that worked out perfectly for me. The experience that you gain from this minigame, you start gaining extra experience per fruit after you've turned in 75 fruits. Every time you leave, the amount of fruits that you've stored reset, so you can't leave and come back. As you can see, the fruits are ready to be harvested. Now they do stack, so you do not have to turn these in right away, but I just usually stack up 60 and then I deposit. If you disconnect or you hop worlds or the server goes offline while you are in here, you will lose all of your fruits and your seeds, and you will not gain any experience or points for the fruits that you would have been able to turn in. You get 23 experience for harvesting these. Now, I've had to do about 20,000, well, about 21,000, 22,000 fruit. So that was from level 87 to almost 99. Here I'm 380k experience away. And that means that I netted a bit over 460k experience just from harvesting these fruit alone. So now that we've harvested all 20, we're at the end of our cycle. Instead of running back to the beginning, you just want to reverse the cycle, start where you just ended, and repeat. It's fairly simple. Occasionally, since this is the best spot to be in, if you have the watering can, or if you do not have the watering can, you will run into people. This minigame is a fairly large area, so you can just pretty much go anywhere in here. I occasionally like to keep my points even, like at an even 20 division, so my points should be at 640, but while I tried recording this a bit earlier, one of my plants died because I wasn't paying attention, so that's why I'm at 639. Because the watering can costs 6 points per run to recharge and you get 26, you gain 20 points actively each run. If you're looking for the extra points and you don't mind the extra clicking or inventory space being taken up, you can use regular watering cans with humidify, but I would strongly suggest this. As you can see, I'm not doing much running, so my run energy really isn't going down that much, but it is noticeable because I started with 100% run. The only time your run energy goes down is when you're running between the end and the beginning, and that's not really a problem. Like I said, if you have staminas, this works perfectly. I would suggest bringing Graceful, because while you're watering the plants or while you're walking between these two, as such, your run energy actually replenishes quicker because of the Graceful effect. So that's pretty much all there is to the minigame. The only other thing, I think I pointed this out already, and if I did, I'm sorry, but if I didn't, your points max out at 1,000. I do not know if they're going to change this with this update that's happening later on today. If they do not, that is unfortunate, but when your points max out, you cannot gain any more points, which just means that you're not getting any rewards. Personally, I have bought about 700 buckets of super compost because my points have maxed out so many times. That's a total of 3,500 points. So getting a decent amount of experience here is very easy, actually, and I would highly suggest this to people that either do not have the money to train farming or are Iron Men and just do not feel like hunting for seeds. So that's pretty much it. For mains that have money to spend on farming, this is actually very bad as far as farming experience goes. Of course, I believe main farming EHP is like 900k farming experience per hour, and that means that you would have to do about 9 average hours of this to equate out to 1 main EHP hour. But if you were farming, well, doing farm runs and doing this minigame between, it would be decent experience, but I would stay away from this if you do have money to buy seeds to plant. The only reason why I am getting 99 farming before I use any of my other seeds in my bank is because the farming yield increase from the farming cape bonus. So again, that's pretty much all this minigame is. It is very simple to do this method. If you are not comfortable with doing the 20, you can always just do the 16, where you just do these 4 patches here, which is a lot easier to do, but you will find that you have way too much time. As you can see, the ones that I planted last aren't even done growing yet, and I'm almost done harvesting all of these. So that is your call. We just did a total of 40 fruit, and it only took about, I would say, 9 minutes, maybe 10. I'm not sure how long I took for the introduction of this, but that is about it. So good luck farming, and I hope you get your points easily, and I hope this minigame is fun for you.